Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome. I am just another Pokédad, and if you know where I stole my intro from, you are my kind of geek, and I say geek lovingly. Today I am going to be profiling a post-rotation version of Naoto Suzuki's second place World's Finishing Golisopod Garbodor deck. I have been playing around with Golisopod since Burning Shadows came out. I tried Golisopod Zorok, I played Golisopod Koko, anything to get the retreat factor in. And none of them played out the way I wanted to. But this Garbodor combination why does it work? It doesn't work on paper. It has no rhyme or reason, but it was piloted to second place and very nearly to first. Truly, if you watch the matches, this deck had the upper hand in many ways against Garbodor GX, which is arguably world champion, so arguably the strongest deck out there right now. But this deck works so much quicker than Garbodor GX that it can dismantle it. This is a really nice build. So this copies Naoto's deck list, except for I'm doing a post-rotation version, so I had to substitute for 4 Verse Seekers and 1 Hex Maniac. So I'll go over the changes as well as the deck. But you're running 4 Wimpods and 3 Golisopod GXs. And Golisopod GX, it's this first impression is the attack you're using, for the most part. Where if he was on your bench and becomes active, it's 120 damage for 1 grass energy. That's a great attack. Great attack. Armor Press is a strong attack as well. If you do get the double colorless on him, it's 100 damage, which is okay, but you take 20 less. But really, you're getting the double colorless on so that you can use Crossing Cut GX, 150 damage, and you switch back to your bench, which means the next time you can get him out, he's doing 120. That's really why you would want. Otherwise, you only put 1 grass energy on Golisopod, and you're rolling through. 1 copy of the mini Koko. Again, this is really, you're not using them to attack. You can. You run DC, so you can do the flying flip. But for the most part, he's in there for free retreat. 2 copies of Lele, every deck staple. 3 copies of Trubbish. You can use whatever Trubbishes you want. I have 2 of the Acid Spray and 1 of the Stomp Off. 4. Is it 4? Yeah, 4. 3 of the Acid Spray, 1 of the Stomp Off. Because I think I only have 3 Acid Spray on mine. So, and then you're running 2 copies of each of the Garbodor evolution. 2 of the Garbotoxin to shut off abilities. And 2 of the Trashalanche. Trashalanche, such a strong 1 energy attack. This is a 1 energy attack deck, really. I mean, that's the beauty of it. You don't rely on getting a lot of energy out. I do think that was one of the issues in it, was it doesn't run a lot of energy. And so if you don't get it out, you're sitting kind of stuck. 2 Field Blowers, 1 Rescue Stretcher, 4 Ultra Balls. Then here's one of my subs. I put in 2 Chaos Towers because this deck didn't have any stadiums and no way to deal with stadiums. And so, since I had to make substitutions for 4 Verse Seekers, I chose to do 2 Chaos Towers just to kind of deal with the the Espeon confusion. Not that, I mean, this deck builds around getting out of your active and retreating, so confusion isn't the worst thing, but also, you know, you just, if you need to, you just choose asleep or paralyzed or, you know, whatever you need. But that was what I don't know if that's the right choice, but that's what I'm trying out. 2 Acerolas, 1 Brigette, classic new opening technique, Lele Brigette, setup, done. 4 Guzmas, loving the Guz. You know, you switch one of yours, and then choose which ones they switch. That's part of the key to this deck, getting Golisopod out of the active and then back in. And the Acerolas, yes, you're using it to maybe try and deny prizes to your opponent. They damage your Golisopod or whatever, bring it back up. But one of the things you can do with Acerola that I really like in a deck like this is don't evolve all your Wimpods on your bench. If I can pull one up, leave a Wimpod on your bench. Have a Golisopod ready. If you Acerola back in your hand, you can immediately evolve the Wimpod on your bench. And then if you've got Koko out, you free retreat, move him up. And that's just a way to keep the cycle rolling without having to wait without having to play the Wimpod from my hand, wait a turn, evolve. So that's one way to use Acerola to help your deck Arola. 3 copies of N, 4 copies of Sycamore. Then for the other 2 Verse Seekers, I put in Wally. I like in any deck that runs evolutions, I like Wally because you can, on the first turn that it comes down, evolve. First turn of the game, you can have out a Golisopod or a Garbodor, or, you know, I like Wally. So I put in 2 copies to take up the space of the other 2 Verse Seekers. 2 copies of Choice Band, 4 copies of Float Stone. Then for your energy to take the Hex Maniac, I added 1 more energy. You're running 3 DCEs, 4 Rainbow energy, and I put in 1 extra Grass energy, so now it's 4. So 11 energy. Still a little on the light side for me, but because this deck only requires 2 energy to power pretty much everything, you're okay. So now I'm going to play in a duel, 2 matches to see how this deck works. So please stick around. Join me. All right, we are back for our first of our duels. And I got to say, I'm playing against a fairy deck, so I'm expecting Garbodor GX. So this could be just a rematch of the Worlds. We'll see. All right, I got a Wimpod to start. Not the best starting position, but because of Scamper Away, you can get him out of that active pretty easily. Let's see what he's throwing away. Nothing gives away what he's got so far. So we'll see where we're playing. I will draw a card. Another energy. Okay. Yep. Gardevoir, Cutie Fly. I mean, routes, but it's going to be a Gardevoir deck, so this will be kind of a mirror match of finals. So let's see what we can do. All right. Let's do the first move, Brigette. And get ourselves completely set up. I'm going to go with 2 Trubbish. And you know what? I've already got 2 Wimpods, and the Koko. That sets me up pretty well. I will put energy there and pass. pass turn. Now, possibly, I can Ultra Ball into a Golisopod. If he attacks me, which I don't see any sense why he won't, and I survive, I can Acerola out of it, go up. But he's already hitting Garbodor, so... and obviously with Cutie Fly, that's a strong combo there to get the 2 basic energy cards. I like that. I like that a lot. That's a nice little tech in. So he's going to knock him out. So Koko will have to come up. And then we'll give him a Choice Band. We're going to get rid of the 2 energy in order to get out Golisopod this turn, and then hopefully I can draw into Garbodor to turn off abilities. Well, and there we go. That will help. That'll slow down Cutie Fly. Energy there. And we'll just wait just in case at some point he... throws down Fairy Garden, which is exactly in this. The ability thing isn't going to turn, or the special conditions turning off isn't going to do anything. But I'm going to use Chaos Tower just to get rid of Fairy Gardens. See what we can do now. All right. That was a great thing to draw into because now I can use my GX move. Poison. I'll just leave it. It doesn't really matter. And I will then cross and cut GX. We'll move Koko up. And take my first 2 prize cards of the game. Nice. Another Fairy Garden. That's all right. We're doing okay. So we're going to lay down another Trubbish. We will I'll wait. I'll wait. Oh, and that's game. Yeah, I was going to retreat, knock out Gurria, so you can see, even though it looked like Garbodor GX had the upper hand there for a moment, I mean, I got lucky and drew into a double colorless, which I had discarded and could use my GX move. But my deck sets up so quick, so strong. And he had a pretty strong setup as well with that Garbodor getting out so quick. And the Cutie Fly is a nice little tech to get quick energy out. I like that. I may I may steal that one and play around with it. We're going to come back for another match and join us here in just another moment. Just a wipe away. All right, we are back for the second of our duels. We're up against a straight water deck. So, I mean, could be so many things. Lapras, Golduck. We will just have to wait and see. Mini Ninetales is going to be the one that I don't like. Then I'll have to resort to working with Garbodor or although no, because I'm going to turn off his ability should it be a Mini Ninetales deck. But it's a side deck, so a Golduck break deck. These are strong, 120 damage using that Golduck break attack is, or Golduck, not even break, just Golduck. Combine that with Starmie and Staryu, you got a nice engine going. Let's see if we get end here. Wouldn't be the worst thing to happen. This hand is okay, but I'm going to have to end at some point anyway, so if you get me, you get me. I mean, I get that he's probably going to play the N, so putting the dumbbells out now makes sense because you're going to get rid of your hand, but it's a move that I'm not a fan of pre-playing your items, or I really don't like leaving things exposed for too long if you don't have to. So I do have to say that's not my favorite, but here's going to be here's why I like Wally in this deck. We're going to put Wimpod out. I'm going to put a Float Stone. Place energy. I'm going to Wally into Golisopod. Retreat. And first impression. And of course I'm hitting for weakness against this deck, which is, sorry, that's not fun for you. But you can see there, that's my first attack on my first turn, and I'm hitting for the damage because of Wally and being able to evolve that quickly. So that is why I like Wally in this deck. Double Jet, such a solid attack. I mean, again, yes, you have to give up some energy, but if you have which he doesn't have set up yet, but I imagine he will have the Starmie, Staryu, or using energy recycle, you just, boom. So there's 120 damage. See, that's pretty solid. So we're going to Guzma. I'm going to get rid of Vulpix before it becomes an issue. I'm going to place that. I will. Oops. Here, I just did it. I forgot that I had already played Guzma. And so now I shouldn't have played Lele. Oh. Or it doesn't matter because he hands me the game. So a short game. you can see where the power in this deck lies. I'm going to go for a third. We'll make it a triple-double. I've done this before. And we'll see you back here in a moment. We are back for a triple in our triple-double, in our double duel. Say that 3 times. Double duel, triple double duel. I think we're probably playing a Metagross deck, which should be an interesting matchup. We've got a terrible start here, but we'll fix that. Yep, Metagross. And maybe it's a Metagross Necrozma deck. I wouldn't be surprised by that, just because of the sleeves. That's the new en vogue way. Yep. It's a strong deck. You, instead of powering up the Metagrosses and doing the shuffle around, you just power up your Necrozma. Keep it active, and he does more damage than the Metagross does by himself. We will get rid of one Guzma, one Sycamore to grab another Lele. That's Brigette and Wonder Tag. I should have checked if I had a Brigette. Wonder Tag, then Brigette. Other way around. But yes. So we'll get a little setup going. We're going to want to turn off abilities faux show. So we're going to go with 2 Trubbish and 1 Wimpod, because we definitely want to get rid of abilities. And I'm going to play that there just to start doing a little bit of damage. We'll see how we can roll. Let's see if... Sorry about that interruption. That was a little flippity-dippity-doo. Lost my camera there. So I apologize for that, but we're back. You didn't really miss anything. And here we go. You can start going, getting the engine going, but he doesn't have any in his discard pile. So I'm just going to have to take a new hand. All right. Well, we've got Trash Avalanche, which is not the one I want. I don't want to put another one out. We will get... Do I do this? 20, 40, 60, 80. Yep, I'm going to have to. Start putting some damage on Necrozma. He will knock out Lele if he gets another energy on this turn. Another psychic energy, I should say, should be enough for a knockout, right? Oh, but he doesn't. So that's a rough spot. I'm going to evolve 1 into Garbotoxin, and then I'm going to take a new hand. Yeah, I'm giving you a new hand, so you can thank me later. But I'm going to get the knockout here. And I'll just do it with Energy Drive to not expose my Golisopod when I don't have to. Nice. We can turn off abilities if we still have this hand on the next turn because of Wally. And that will be... well, or we can't. Remember earlier when I said I hate putting things on? I should have listened to myself with the Garbodor. I hate putting things on when you're not going to use them. One of those Moves I'm not a fan of, but that was my error. I didn't follow my own advice. That happens a lot. And the one thing I will say is you should really listen to your gut when you're playing. You know, your head will tell you, make smart moves, do smart things. And sometimes your gut says, don't do that. Don't, you know, play this card. Play it now. Play it. Or don't play this card. You know, you got to trust yourself. And I think that's where this Golisopod deck maybe took the loss at Worlds. Wasn't so much the deck as much as Diego Casaraga played incredible matches. And Naoto Suzuki did as well. They both played top notch. But in game one, if you go back and watch, Diego had, I don't know that he had a way to win other than stalling out, which he did. But he was smart enough to know that and figure out how to do it. I mean, that was just wonderful play. So, all right. I missed everything that just happened because I was talking and not really paying attention, other than Lele's out. He grabbed some stuff. He did some things. We got some guys doing a thing. I'm gonna get the Garbotoxin, or the Garbotoxin Garbodor out and hope that I get something to use with him. I'm just gonna energy drive. I'll keep energy driving while I can. Yeah, I could have done more damage that way, but I'm gonna save him for just a minute. Try and that may have been an error waiting, but we shall see. If I can get a DCE onto him, I can use my GX attack, and that's enough to knock out a Necrozma, which is good. So if we hold on a little bit. One of the issues with the move he's making right now, yes, he's going to do 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 140. If he gets a Choice Band, he can knock me out. But if he's only doing the 140 damage, if he retreats, he only gets rid of one energy. So now he's going to be stuck with 2 energy on his Lele, which is not the best situation to be in. I think I'm going to end, since I'm not going to give him any more cards than he already has. Yeah, I have a few less, but that's all right. I got the double colorless that I wanted, so next turn I can use it. And I am going to retreat. And take the first knockout. Which maybe was a mistake, knocking out Lele, because that puts all his energy into the discard, which is what I kind of wanted to avoid. But what are we going to trash Lynch for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're hitting Trash Lance for 140. That's pretty solid. So I think we're in a pretty good spot right now, even if he can take out Golisopod. But if he doesn't, I will be able to knock out Necrozma on the next turn and take the game, because I have a DC in my hand. And since he's not getting rid of my hand, if he doesn't knock me out this turn, I am going to knock him out next turn using my GX move. So, let's see how it goes. Just what can he do? Prismatic Burst. He can get up to 4 energy. I think that's enough. So, if he has... My cat's decided to be part of this today. This is Frankie. Frankie, say hello to the people. We're assuming there are people. There's Frankie. All right. Yep. All right. So he'll take the knockout there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's enough. Should be enough to take the game. We'll put that there. We'll put that there. We'll get set up just in case. Let's see what happens here. Take us down. Okay, so I think I've got enough with a Trash Lanch. Well played to you as well. Thank you. I'm going to say this. I forgot in every match to say hello. That was rude of me, and I apologize. Justice of the Kin, thank you very much. That was a really good game. As always, if you want to find me online, MyBoyDash is my handle. Thank you very much for watching. You can see how this deck is a nice, strong deck. Piloted second to Worlds. Can't argue with that. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. If you have a comment, leave it down below. And I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any ideas for what to, if you don't agree with my swap outs on the Verse Seekers, I'd love to hear what you think would be better choices for the 4 Verse Seekers and the Hex Maniac to keep this post-rotation. And again, thank you for watching. Comment down below. And as always, thank you. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you next time.